There are a couple of ways to import and work with DXFs and DWGs in Leica Captivate. Both have their advantages. Let's explore how they both work. The first one is pretty straightforward. Create your job, and basically you want to import the drawing straight into the controller. And by that I mean take any points and lines and start looking at them straight away. Click on the job, import data, import DXF, go and find the particular file that you want to bring in, hit OK and import it into the job. Now, this particular file I'm working with has lots of different layers on it. It's got those layers for you, the end user, could be fill lines, sewer lines, foundations, walls, slabs, tree lines, whatever it may be. By importing the drawing this way, you lose the control of telling the controller you want to turn off a certain layer. Today I'm only working on sewer line, so I only want to see my sewer line and work with that data. You don't have that luxury by importing it this way. So you'll see it's imported 912 points and 204 lines. So when I go to my 3D viewer, it's going to be quite busy. Straight away, I can see lots of points, lots of lines. If I was working over here on my site today, I would really need to zoom in to see what's going on. If I wanted to set out the center of this circle, it's going to be quite difficult because there are so many points, it's unclear what one I want to work with. So I'm going to spend quite a bit of time zooming in and working with the screen to find that correct point. What is nice about importing it this way is if you were just working with grid lines, your data is just appearing instantly. But for larger drawings, it's really not the best way to be working with your data. What I can do here to clean it up, I can go into function display, click on points and turn some things off. So I could turn my point IDs and codes off, and the drawing will get a bit nicer. If I wasn't working with any line work, I could go into display, turn off all my lines, and I'll just have my points. And vice versa, you could go in there and turn off all your points, but keep your lines on. If I was just working with lines. Then if I was just working on this curb line, for instance, I could select it quite easily, hold the pen down, and go straight into stake measure line. When I go function layers, it's going to be empty because I've just imported everything into the job. So I'll lose that luxury, that control. So another way we can do it is if we create the job, go to view and edit job properties. Now notice this properties page is the same page you get when you create a new job. So once you've given your job a name, you can page across the top to reference files. And in here, attach the same file that we just looked at importing in the previous job. So I can select the same file. Notice on the right, I can give a final check to make sure my units are correct. So a lot of the time, certainly in the UK, we're going to be looking for meters. Once I'm happy, I can press store. And notice it says state visible. That means that drawing is going to be viewable on my 3D viewer. I can then press function, layers, and I can actually see all the different layers that are on that drawing. I could turn some off here if I wanted. However, I can also do it at the 3D viewer. So I'm just going to press store. Go straight into my 3D viewer, and you'll notice it's clean. I can see my drawing. I don't have the sea of green triangles and populated lines. Now the benefit of this, let's go to that center, that sort of circular object with the lines I looked at previously that popped up all the triangles. So if I just wanted to work on one of these lines, I could select it, hold my pen down and press import. And now it's only that line that's imported. I could then hold the pen down and go straight into stake measure line. What's missing from here is the points. So if I go function display, points and turn them back on because I turned them off previously, press OK, it will also give me a stakeout point at each end of the line, which is great. If I did actually just want to import all of these lines, there are ways. I can go this little settings cog, click in this dotted box, draw a box over them, hold the pen down and press import. And then I have all those points. But I still just have those points. I don't have this clogged up drawing with lots and lots of triangles on it. If you say today you just wanted to work on your grid lines, now I can go function layers. Notice all my states are selectable. I can go function all, turn them all to hidden. Choose what I want to work with. So let's just pick something, this water feature, for instance. Change that to selectable, hit store. Now the only thing on my map, apart from those points I imported, is this water feature that I've now imported. That's all I care about today. That's all I'm going to be working with. I can go into here, highlight it, hold the pen down and press import. And then I have my setting out data for the water feature. That's a real great way to work, a very clean way of working. Then, of course, you can go function layers, function all, make everything visible again, and then continue to work on other bits. If you wanted, you could actually keep some of your layers just as visible. Visible meaning that you can see them, but when you click on the screen, you can't interact with them. When it's selectable, you can interact. After a day's work, if you're finished with those points, you can go back into here, the highlight selection, highlight all your points, and hit delete objects. And then they're gone, ready to work fresh again from your data the next day. When you actually import points, so let's take this circle here. It's not quite a circle. Just going to make all my layers selectable. When you select something and import it, those points will display like any other points in your view and edit data. But again, when you're finished working with them, you can mass delete them all, knowing that that data is still attached to the job and you could just import bits at a time that you want to work with. A real nice clean way of working with a large data set.